Hi guys, I just want to talk quickly about audiobooks with you today. I just tried my very first audiobook last week, or maybe the week before that I finished it, and the one that I chose from Audible, it was my first free month. This is not sponsored, obviously, I don't have that many subscribers, but I've just been interested in trying it, and the one that I chose was It's Not Okay by Andi Dorfman. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but if not, then It's Not Okay by Andi Dorfman. I chose this one specifically because I knew that she narrated the audiobook herself, and I thought that would be a really interesting start to audiobooks to hear what the author is saying to me in their own voice. So overall, I found the audiobook experience a mixed reaction from me. I think that it was really hard at first for me to not be distracted by other things while listening and to just focus on what the narrator was saying. So to try and combat that, I did put on my Bluetooth headphones. I found that that did help me focus a little bit more on just what the words were. And that was good because I could do all my housework, keep my hands busy while I was listening to the story, and then I didn't have to feel so guilty about just sitting down for, a couple of hours immersed in an actual physical copy of a book. But I do have to say that I found it, it was a little frustrating because obviously when they're narrating the book, they're not reading as fast as I would read silently to myself. So I'm used to just, whipping through a book and really getting immersed in the characters, immersed in the story, and it's really hard to do that when somebody else is reading to you. I find I'm more visual rather than auditory there. And then I also think it would be interesting to have an audiobook that's fictional, that's not being narrated by the author about the author. I think it worked really well to hear Andi telling her story in her own voice, but if it's a fictional story with lots of different characters, I'm not sure that I would enjoy it very much and be able to follow it a whole lot. So that's something that maybe I need to be open to trying just to get the full picture of whether or not I like audiobooks. And then on a side note about the actual book, It's Not Okay, if you guys aren't familiar, my guilty pleasure is to watch the Bachelor/Bachelorette reality show. I hate admitting that, but I love it anyway, and Andi Dorfman was one of the Bachelorette leads, and she has written a story about her time on The Bachelor, her time as the Bachelorette, and then her subsequent relationship with the winner of her season, and why that didn't work out. So I found it okay. I found it enjoyable overall. I find that Andi's one of the more intelligent contestants or leads that have been on the show, and it really shows through her writing. But I did find the one thing that was kind of grating on me is that I don't mind swearing whatsoever, but in her book, the way that she was narrating it, it felt almost forced and like it was just in there for dramatic effect rather than just swearing because it rolled off the tip of your tongue or it was just part of the conversation. So I found that a little bit annoying at times. But other than that, it was enjoyable. I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. I think if you're a fan of the franchise, you would like the book. It's got a few juicy tidbits of behind the scenes, a little bit about Josh, her ex-boyfriend, who was the winner of her season. And I think, though, that if you're not a big fan of The Bachelor, that might not be the story for you. I don't think you get too much out of it if you weren't, already acquainted with the characters, so to speak. So if you guys want to let me know what your experiences have been like with audiobooks, do you like them? Do you dislike them? Is there certain authors that are better to try out if I was to try out a work of fiction? Just let me know your thoughts, and I'd be interested to hear them. And thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you next time.